Right, so you see all these people making a ton of money reselling online, either as a side hustle or a full-time job. Well, in 2023, it's easier than ever to start, and I'll help you begin. Well, I know I look young, but listen, I'm not a newbie at this. I've been reselling for over 20 years. 14 of those years, I used it as a side hustle for my teaching career. Then I quit teaching and went full-time reselling online. Well, I have a store now that generates over 6 figures a year, and there are so many things I wish I would have known back then that I know now that would have made things so much easier and streamlined the process. I'm gonna give you 5 tips to start your reselling journey or boost you up to that next level. Tip number 1, when you're listing something online, I can't stress enough to price your item right. Now, you need to do that by going to sold comps on eBay or online to see what things are actually selling for. And by doing that, you'll know how much you should be asking for your item. All right, for example, if you had these Levi's 501 jeans and you want to sell them online, what are you going to do? You're going to get on eBay and you're going to type in Levi's 501 and you're going to see a ton of them listed for maybe $35, $38, $40, right? Well, that's how much people are asking. You can list these and ask them for $1,000. That doesn't mean they're gonna sell. So you need to go to sold comps. From there, you'll be able to see what things are actually selling for. There's a huge misconception out there. People can ask whatever they want for items, but what's important is what it sells for. It's only worth what someone will pay for it. So for every item you list, you need to look at sold comps first. Tip number 2, shipping. So reselling online, shipping could make or break you if you don't know what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna focus on eBay because that's the platform I use the most. There are 2 main ways to ship on eBay: buyer pays shipping or seller pays shipping. I personally do buyer pays shipping. You decide to do free shipping, that's great. Buyers really enjoy that. But if you don't know the size or how much it weighs or where it's going, that's where you can get into trouble and could cost you money. With that being said, I would recommend doing the buyer pays shipping to start. So my store is now about 98% clothing and shoes only, and I only use about 4 types of shipping materials. I'm gonna show you how much they cost and how much you can expect you and the buyer to pay for each one. If you're shipping for something under a pound, I recommend shipping it in a poly mailer. These are about 10 cents a piece. You can get packs of 100 off Amazon or other shipping sites, and if you enter in the exact dimensions and the weight on eBay, you don't have to play the guessing game. eBay will automatically charge that buyer the cost of it to ship to them from wherever your location is. So the next method I use are flat rate mailers from the post office. Now, if you get these from the post office and actually ship them the way you're supposed to, these are completely free. So instead of going to Walmart and paying $3 for a padded envelope, you can get this for free from the post office. Anything you can fit inside of either one of these, this is a flat rate envelope, this is a padded flat rate envelope, anything you can put inside of these and close it comfortably without anything coming out, doesn't matter if it sits up high, there's a flat rate no matter if you're sending it to Florida, California, or New York. It's about $9.50. That way you have an idea to the buyer of how much it's gonna cost. So the great thing about these are they're free from the post office and you can get tons of them if you order them online and have them shipped straight to your house. The post office has come out with this awesome shoebox right here. You can get these online again and have them shipped straight to your house. You can get them in quantities of 100 shipped to you for free. And if you ship them priority, these boxes are free for you. Now, when you do ship these, again, you have to plug in the weight. I always do shoes at about 2 or 3 pounds, or you could even do a sweatshirt or a sweater in these boxes, and then you put in the dimensions. So you could do about 15 by 6 by 8. That way, again, eBay can calculate exactly how much it's gonna cost you to ship to the buyer, and the buyer will then pay for that, and there's no guessing game for you. The 4th item for shipping is probably the one you most know about, and that's just using a standard box. Now, you could either go buy a box, which I find the cheapest to do at Walmart, or you can reuse a box, which is my favorite, from maybe an Amazon or some shipping box you got in before. They also come with the bubbles. So if you can reuse those bubbles and the box, that will save you a ton of money on the end. So on eBay, you just enter in the dimensions and the weight of the box you're shipping, and it will automatically charge that buyer, no matter where they live, exactly how much it's gonna cost so there's no guessing for you. Now with shipping, if you wanna get serious with reselling online, I would highly recommend getting one of these thermal printers. These things are a lifesaver. This one is a Dymo, but they have others, like Brother I think makes one. All you do are buy these roll of 200 self-adhesive strips, and you never have to buy ink. So when starting out, I used to write everyone's shipping address and do it by hand and take it to the post office. So I would have 15 packages at the post office to give to the postal worker, and everyone in line would be so annoyed and it would take such a long time. Now, you can just print it off online at home. You actually get a discount on that postage. And if you have one of these, super easy. You never buy ink. All you have to buy are these self-adhesive rolls, and that's it. Okay, so tip number 3, I highly recommend you start with an inventory system, whether you're small or have 100 items for sale. When you have an inventory system, it's super easy for you to find your item right away and be able to ship it quickly, because with reselling, time is money. There are multiple ways to inventory your item. A lot of people use the tote system with an A to Z and number system. I don't personally do that because that's just another step, and like I said before, time is money for me. I like to do just by category. So in one tote I might have men's jeans, and the other tote I might have women's jeans. I know where everything is, and it's easy for me to see it, pull it out, and put it in a pile to ship. Step number 4 are take good pictures. You need good lighting, you need a flat surface, and you need to get really good pictures so the buyer has a really good sense of what they're purchasing. Here's a very great tip for saving you a ton of time when taking pictures. I always take my pictures using measuring tape for the measurements. Instead of measuring it out and writing everything and then putting it in the description, instead I just take a picture with the measuring tape against the item. That way the buyer can see it, and it saves you 2 or 3 steps by entering it in on the computer. So now you know how to price your items by using sold comps. You want to price those items very competitively so you can sell them and put that money back to use. You also know what shipping materials to use so you can ship the most efficient way for the buyer and to save you the most money. You also know how to categorize all your items if you decide to do that. Again, I highly recommend starting to categorize your items as soon as possible. And number 4, take very good pictures. That way, there's no question from you or the buyer once they receive it about measurements or any flaws within that item. All right, so tip number 5, you finally have that money. You've shipped your item. I recommend you take that money and you put it right back into your reselling business. You have to get that snowball rolling. I would hate for you to be out there and find something that's really unique and that would bring a lot of money, but you don't have that money to purchase it and to resell it online. So with anything in life, patience pays. The reselling business is no different. It takes time to build up your inventory and build up your store where you can start generating some income for your side hustle, or even if you want to make it a full-time job. Hopefully these tips will help you with your reselling journey. If you have any questions at all, just ask them in the comments below and I'll answer them. Also subscribe and give me a thumbs up and follow me in my reselling journey. Hopefully some of my stuff can help you out. Now get out there and make some money.